GTA 5?
Maybe.
I was talking about San Andreas, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That
San
new shit,
Andreas,
y'all-
you could like the flying tank meme, and then just 5 stars.
No, what you do is look, and maybe this is because I grew up around gangs. You just recruit all your gang friends, and then you get on a 5-star wanted level, do a couple of drive-bys, get into a shootout with the police, and then you survive through the city of Los Santos. Pretty fucking dope, you ask me.
I have like some Need for Speed moments running from the cops all damn day. Just like love it.
You guys ever play Midnight Club?
I
No.
played all three of them: Midnight Club, Need for Speed, and Burnout. Throughout my entire childhood, loved all three.
Yeah.
I'm still stuck with this. You know, someone mentioned earlier that that liberals should just be getting guns, and I consider myself liberal, but I don't own a gun, and I don't really see the point in having one, like outside of it being cool or
War.
Are you a minority?
Killing.
I am half Chinese, half white.
Okay,
but I live in a decent neighborhood. I don't feel like
Got an insurance policy.
right, but the fear is that the government is going to come and take your guns. Owning more guns isn't going to stop them from doing that. I mean, they've got such advanced technology.
Most people now don't own guns because of the government. They own guns because there's other dumb fucks who have guns. That's actually now what it is.
Yeah. I'm really scared that liberals trespass on my.
Look, this is why I advocate for the Civil War happening now, while the Democrats are in power.
The thing,
because I'd rather be fighting with the fucking government in the second Civil War than against them.
Because
I know what's going to happen when I fight against the government.
I always hear conservatives say if there is a government that's taking your rights, we got to take a stand and pretty much what is it called, kill them or whatever. But I never see that when their rights are actually taken away for assault rifles. I'm like, now is the time, do it. So I don't know, because they always.
That's why we got that moment from one of Nick Fuentes' thing of he's like, we're under a election tyranny and a medical tyranny. Like, when do we bring our guns?
No, that wasn't Nick Fuentes. That was Charlie Kirk.
Well, that's the thing is they're under tyranny over and over, and they still don't get it. That's your chance. You fucked up. I don't know.
Hey, bro, I have a gun because I've seen a lot of people die for no fucking reason where I'm from. So yeah, it makes me feel safer.
I can make a gun. I don't know if I want to use it.
Yeah, you can make a gun.
Well, because I have
made guns.
So I just want to know what level are you? Because just having a pipe pistol at this, I just don't know if that.
I mean, if you can assassinate the Japanese Shinzo with the fucking pipe, you can do
double
whatever.
barrel.
You can.
Wait. He was in the beginning area. I don't think that really counts. I don't know that kill is that impressive.
I mean, to be fair, it wasn't because he had to shoot him twice. The first time Shinzo got shotgun, he was somewhat alive, but the second time
mechanism? Do you know what the trigger mechanism on his fucking gun was?
His dick.
Wasn't it electric?
Barbecue lighter, right?
It was a battery.
Oh.
He had a fucking 8-volt battery that he stuck in a socket to shoot the gun. It's so impressive that he literally killed a fucking prime minister with a pipe weapon from Fallout 4. He wasn't in power. Because Bethesda was like a pipe shotgun. It's too unrealistic.
He wasn't
in power. It doesn't count.
Look, Kosi, he wasn't directly in power, but his weirdo Japanese cult, that's something, I don't know how many people have been following the fallout of Abe's assassination.
Yeah, they all agree with the killer.
Yes, that is the really interesting thing, is the Japanese public overwhelmingly agrees with the killer, that it's it's weird that this weird cult is taking power in our government. We should get rid of them.
So wait, did they slide for their dead homie, or is they what's good with that? Is they doing something
No,
about it?
a lot of people resign, I think, over connections.
Yeah, a lot of people have resigned or being fired, removed from positions.
Wow.
But I don't know.
We got shit done.
It might just be a thing to placate people, not actually
Imagine solving your problem.
Change.
I don't know if there's something going on, but the Yu-Gi-Oh creator was found dead a week before that happened.
Yeah,
Pokemon,
Shinzo killed them. Yeah.
Well, here's the interesting thing about the Yu-Gi-Oh creator and him being dead and his connections to Abe. The Yu-Gi-Oh creator was vehemently anti-Japanese military.
Yeah. But here's the kicker. Shinzo died when he was given a speech on increasing the army, so now they are going
Exactly.
to the army.
The problem is the army is increasing.
Well, no, that's the thing. People aren't siding with Shinzo and his faction. Nobody's come out of this being like, we need to increase the size of the army. People are like, no, we need to get rid of this weird fucking cult that's like
the problem is as far as I know, the army is actually increasing.
But it's
I think they've passed a new law to allow the army to.
Yeah, but that was happening before
you know why?
this.
Yeah, this is happening like a while because of Russia, because they're like trying to like take shit like the. So this has always been a fucking thing, but like they're gonna go like, I don't know, like insane now because like Shinzo died. I don't know. We'll see.
Nah, because like there's nothing here with this killer to connect it to like, oh, we need an army because of this. It's not like, oh, a Russian nationalist killed the prime minister or something like that.
The Japanese government is unironically ruthless. Like they will just do whatever the fuck they want.
Again, look into the stuff that's been happening. So, like the Japanese government's actually on the back foot right now because, again, the vast majority of the Japanese population is like, you know what, the killer had a point.
Well, yeah, because Japanese people like in Japan don't really care about politics generally. Like, at least like I don't know if I can say it for myself because like I've been in, but like that's not really a thing that like occurs in people's minds. It's really hard to describe. It's not even like a thing. It's a background. Like while we're like talking about it every day, they don't even think about it at all. Like I'm not even Mimi. It's not even a thing that's mentioned in like news or anything.
I mean, what is there to talk about when there's a one-party state?
Yeah, it's like, you know, it's a government. That's all it is. It's just a government, you know. That's all it is to them. That's all it is to me. But,
and I feel like, you know, my country, like politics works differently around the world. You know, people, like this thing of like talking about policies and like, oh, we should do this or we should do that. Like, this is very much not standard, at least where my part of the world as well. People do talk about politics, but only insofar as like they dislike certain politicians for the kinds of people they are, for being corrupt, for being thieves or stealing, whatever. But like people don't have political opinions. It's very much like an American thing.
I guess it makes sense in Japan because like the infrastructure there is pretty good and like it's cheap to live there, so you don't really have to worry about shit. There's like fucking like convenience stores everywhere.
Especially for that you can just like
you got video games.
What does that mean? Do things to keep your population content and they won't challenge you.
Yeah, like that's unironic. Like when I was in Japan for like a couple summers, like it's fun to be there. Like nature's there, like you got nothing to complain. Like unironically.
State-run media in Japan?
Bro, they don't have state-run media.
You don't even care about that because you're happy.
A state channel, like a bunch of countries do that. Like you have like NPR or whatever. It's the same thing.
Straight up, like when I'm here, like in America, I'm fucking stressed out all the fucking time. Like unironically, like when I'm in Japan though, like it's fucking peaceful. Like I don't have to worry about shit. I don't have to worry about fucking like being killed or like
what if you're in jail
like in the fucking pond.
And die?
What?
What if you're in jail in Japan? Like,
there is no police in Japan, man. What do you mean?
What do you mean? No,
is that not the worst possible thing if you're
I've never seen a police car in Japan when I was there.
Finger paint all day.
The word case also doesn't mean anything.
I'm kind of mean, but there is like in my like 4 times of being in the summer of Japan, the whole entire summer, I've never seen a cop car. I was in Tokyo, Shizuoka, the lower portions of like the populated areas. It's not a thing. Like at least
I listen. I care so little about your anecdote. No offense.
Look, the reason you didn't see any police in Tokyo is they're too busy having the drone war with the Yakuza.
To be fair, I know you wouldn't care because you did bomb my country, but you know it's all good. So.
Wait, what country?
Twice.
Country.
Yeah, true, it's 2 times.
Well, okay, you didn't bomb it twice. Bombed it a lot, and then they
that was cool. Okay,
look, Kosi, when you literally basically create a bomb that's the sun, all the other bombings before that kind of become moot.
But they killed more people with the other one.
You drop more bombs.
Well, more Japanese people died in the carpet bombings.
Yeah, but what's more impressive?
That's wild to me.
Yeah, you're right that it is impressive, and you're right that it is impressive.
Bombing a million people are dropping the sun on a city.
You're right that it is impressive, and that's actually why, according to the Sean video everyone's seen on the topic, which is the extent of everyone's information on the topic, one of the a lot of scientists who are working on the Manhattan Project, their idea was, well, instead of dropping this and killing a bunch of people, which we don't like that, you're going to use our research for that purpose, how about we just take them to like an island and we just nuke the ground, and they'll be like, oh, okay, they understand the gravity of the situation at that point, and that I feel like would have worked. I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, like, one
Look
thing
at this island
people,
now. We're gonna
one
total
thing
it.
people
This is
forget
what
with
they
like
do.
the Japanese,
Just
like
nuke Epstein's Island.
they were basically propagandizing their people into being like, yeah,
Well, yeah, they were. I mean, like you literally had children like fearing for their lives, thinking that American soldiers would rape and kill them, like just like I mean after.
there's stories of like when we
I
liberated
feel like,
armies, Japanese civilians would literally jump off of fucking cliffs when they saw an American soldier approaching them.
Like, I think it's kind of crazy how. I mean, I don't think we should have bombed them, but like, I feel like the emperor was kind of stupid and
Probably
not.
didn't need the second bomb.
Yeah, I feel like if we gave him more time, didn't nuke him, but did some sort of attack.
I think
it
at
was
least
just
if
very
Can I be
resilient.
honest? I think
It was
any action against
extremely
Imperial
resilient.
Japan is justified. No offense.
I think that's.
Yeah, I think like killing civilians and bombing on a hospital is justified. You know.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Just like how we bombed the Middle East, I think it's justified.
That's.
Because I always mix up which one was the first one. It was Hiroshima, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, Hiroshima was like as valid of a military target as basically you could get.
I think they like camps like Manzanar and shit. I think those are unironically.
Nagasaki, on the other hand, not so much.
The Japanese internment camps in the U.S. are unironically worse than the bombings.
Well, yeah, because you
Yeah, but I
literally
mean-
had captive people there who didn't want to be there, which was like unconstitutional.
I would say
right?
rape of King was.
And that
really
there was
worse than-
also fun fact, there was raping in those internment camps. There was killing
And-
in those internment camps.
And one interesting fact is that not everyone was Japanese. Some South Korean and Chinese people
Yeah, 'cause
were actually
they
put there
were
also.
racist.
Yeah,
Hey, listen.
they look
The year
Japanese. Yeah.
it was the 40s. Okay, everyone.
Well, here's the thing, also too. There were
Guys, it
there
was
was
the
also
40s.
German.
Therefore, the camps were made there, of course.
There's also German
No,
camps.
that
on the
doesn't.
East
That doesn't make
Coast.
it justified, but it makes the racism justified.
No, it doesn't. No, it does not.
Not morally, but listen, it makes it.
It
Okay, maybe
makes it
justified isn't the
more
right word. Understandable is the right word. Okay.
Yeah, it
Everyone
makes
is
it
fighting.
more-
Everyone-
No,
just
this
makes
is
it
like
more
no one's
sad.
confused. No one's confused as to why it happened. No one's like, oh my god, this doesn't make any sense. I'm complete. Like my brain cannot operate with this new information. Like, no, everyone understands what's going on.
Wait,
Just
yeah,
people
yeah,
think it's
but it
atrocious.
was said like it was no, it was said like it was surprising that like South Koreans were also there when like I'm there.
No
Well,
one's
yeah, because like
surprised,
we
you know?
hated fucking. Well,
Do you expect any American in the 40s to understand the difference between a South Korean and a Japanese person?
well, yeah,
Or a
because
Chinese
like
person?
America at the time was like super, dude. Unironically, like in America, early 1800s, 1700s, they were literally more racist to like, not race. They were almost as racist to, like towards Asians than like the blacks. We literally had a Chinese.
It was more. It was more. I
Like
think that- I think that
unironically, like we had a ban on Chinese people from entering this country,
Anal
and then
beads.
we
It's
straight up.
dependent on which part of the
I'm
country.
in Tacoma, Washington. Okay, Hitler called it the Tacoma method. Okay, that's what he used in the Jews. Okay.
It depended on which part of
Are
the
you from
country.
Tacoma? Hey, Spokane right here.
Yeah, it just makes it more. It just makes it more sad.
It
It reminds me of the Sikh because vast majority of Sikh people who are like a victim of a hate crime, people thought they were Muslim. Like they didn't even intend attacking Sikh people.
Yeah, which
they
is
thought
sad
they were
because Sikh
attacking
people are
Muslim
also
people.
Sikh people are really cool. They have little swords.
The knives, yeah, the
Yeah,
knives
I
is
think it's-
sick as fuck.
Yeah,
They have
bro,
little swords, and they all have the same
like
last
that they
name.
get it like very young.
That's cool having all the same last name. You know, all of them. Sorry, there's two names for women and like one for a man, one for a woman.
How hard was it to check if someone has like Japanese passport and then you just
It's very
stuff in?
hard.
Well, because the idea
Korean.
would be like they'd lie, right?
But I don't know.
Very deceitful
It's,
people, the Japanese.
Also, how many of them were like first generation? A majority of them were second.
Majority, if not almost all of them, yeah, it was fucked up, man. Even the people who had businesses, they did not give a shit, dude. If you were like Asian, like during World War II, they literally gave you like 2 to 4 days to relocate to these internment camps. Even if you had a business, they were like, yeah, fuck you, essentially. They had like paper
Yeah.
San Francisco all over, like literally like alerting you to which internment camp you had to go to. It was fucked up, man. Alright? Like the only reason that we didn't execute
You
them.
got D3. All my friends went to A4. This is gonna be a bad summer.
I feel like no, the chance of you getting split up into different camps is actually so low.
By the way, that's another thing. There are probably families that are split up from their kids, like unironically.
100%.
No,
Absolutely,
absolutely. That's so sad.
absolutely had to.
Well, the U.S. is kind of known for splitting up families at the border, aren't they?
Yep.
Yeah.
Trump.
What a battle
Wait, did
country
you just
that, John.
use the current crisis to reference that they would be bad at the past crisis?
Absolutely.
Are Asians the equivalent to modern day Mexicans?
No, it's like unironically worse because like Asian. You mean today, right? Like in what? Like representation? Like have nothing. Like I mean. So I mean I don't know. Like what do you mean?
Mexicans are both the most and least accepted Americans.
True.
Like Mexican people are represented, they're established, they're in bed, but also somehow they're still not welcome in like their own community.
I don't know. Like for me,
kinds of
like
weird shit.
you know how hard it is for me to find like an actual Japanese person? It's fucking insane. Like I can't. Like there's only been one time it happened in my entire life. I'm not even memeing.
I think
live in
them not
California.
living. I think them not living near you is not the same. Like,
And yet you do not even speak the language. Tisk tisk.
Yeah.
It's kind of strange, just Mexican. They're both the most hardworking people and also stealing all the jobs.
The funny thing is, if you look at like attitude against immigrants, you know, Mexican immigrants in Texas, like all the bordering counties like immigrants, and then the more inside you go, the more they hate them. It's like
No, I think that's wrong because I've seen
It's the-
studies
And
where
in
like
the, in the UK, in the UK, the places that are I saw like a study, the places that were most racist had the fewest immigrants in them.
are we sure that in Texas it's not the other way around? Because it seems like the border towns would be where the jobs are lost, and then the inner.
No, but that's
like-
the thing. The idea is that if you go
Also,
to
I
places
live in
where-
Texas, so I don't know why I'm asking instead of
border,
just
why
saying.
would you stay on the other side of the border? You want to
The
get as
idea-
far away from the border as possible.
The idea is that if you, the idea is that if, well, this would be a prediction made by the theory that your relations with people is dependent on how much contact you have them. So if you don't have any contact at all, then you can just develop whatever fucking stereotypes in your mind. You don't humanize them, right? You just hear from them as abstract entities on news. But if you share place with them, then either it could be your friends, they could be your like girlfriends and shit like that. And therefore, you're more likely to like humanize them and empathize with them, right? That's the idea.
Yeah, like El Paso is like one of the bluest areas in Texas, and like they love Mexicans there. Yeah, it is.
I think everyone should love Mexicans. No offense.
I think everyone should love everyone. Where's the line?
I don't. I said specifically Mexicans.
Yep.
Interesting.
Well, these guys.
Yeah.
You know, it's weird because like I have a trial coming up in El Paso, and a large part of the prep is that the demographic there is gonna be really racist. So I don't know how much I believe this because like the cities in Central Texas, like Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, sometimes Houston. I guess Houston are like really liberal, and then like accepting of Mexicans
To be
and like
fair, Toyo,
seriously
you can
built
be
on the
racist
community.
and want more of that people. Like, look at
I
all
don't
these
know, the
plantation owners.
people
They
in
hated
the-
black people, but they also were like, we need more black people.
Yeah,
Hey,
but
listen,
the
Napalm,
border
I don't
towns
think
like
they hated black people.
unironically hate Mexicans. Though, like in border towns, they're like they're taking our trucking jobs, they're taking like housing. Like border towns are really fucking racist.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be like you're probably gonna find like a lot of people who are extremists, but the idea is
Yeah,
you at least have a chance of developing like a relationship with like some of that group. if you
Look,
live
Gen
with them.
Voice. This is like county voting. Do you see in Gen Voice?
Let's see.
So like,
Sorry, I was
do you see
looking
like
at-
yeah, in Gen Voice. So you see El Paso is blue, and like most border towns are blue, and then you also have blues in the center, like Austin, San Antonio.
Oh yeah, I was just looking at this. It's
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't believe that the boot is becoming blue. It seems like it's getting worse.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised because I've seen people say like on the border, like directly on the border, those like all the small little towns saying that people like the vandalism is horrible, the crime is horrible.
Yeah, like if you're
Because you have a-
Mexican, you're probably really solidly embedded there, right? But like if you're white, you're probably really fucking towards the Mexican people there.
Yeah.
Maybe I wonder
That's
if that's
really
what it is.
weird.
The population is just like literally out bluing the red. because like there is an increasing amount of Mexican people living in those areas.
That's true as well.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, man. A lot of rhetoric here is literally just like old white dudes still talking about how their jobs were lost.
Lost to what? Like
Mexicans doing it.
I don't know. Like what were
It's
they
usually
doing?
like truckers.
You know,
The problem is, if you're a trucker, you
If you're a trucker,
you
you
give a lot
deserve
to
the
society.
punishments,
You
to
give
be
a lot
honest.
to society, but like you specifically, like personally, give absolutely nothing to society. Like I think a 4-year-old could be a really good trucker.
Truckers
Yeah,
are gonna
it's
be
the
replaced by the
easiest.
Tesla trucks, automated.
Yeah,
vehicles.
any day now.
Unironically.
The first thing they gotta do is stop hitting kids in the face. But aside from that,
I think that it's a little bit easier to automate a point-to-point shipping truck than it would be a daily driving vehicle. So it probably is any day now.
that's true. But but the problem is, the truck also has to enter cities, right? So maybe the automation is super
yeah,
easy.
but a truck would enter cities in the way that a train would enter a freight yard, right? Like they're not entering cities in these convoluted, always changing ways. They're
Maybe.
entering cities in very like mousetrap planned out like routes. It's maximized for efficiency and for minimal errors.
But here's another problem with trucks, right? Like the cargo is quite valuable oftentimes, so then you're much more likely to hesitate on being like, okay, we're gonna get a robot to do it, because
Well, if it's a killer robot,
I don't know. I don't see that as a. I mean,
wouldn't
with
you
a
be more
money
flat
truck, yeah,
insurance
sure,
on
but I
that?
don't think that people are out there robbing grocery trucks.
No, I don't mean rob.
Holy
I mean
shit!
like,
Imagine
I
the
mean like,
world. is the
I mean
year
like
is
I feel like you'd be quite reticent
train heists, but
to.
it's actually an
No, I don't
automated
mean
Amazon
heist or robbing or any of that. I mean accidents. Like just like the fucking thing getting lost somewhere. Like I feel like much more hesitant as a business owner myself, which I would never be, thankfully. I would be much more hesitant to like adopt AI for something that's like high value, because like there's no person there supervising you.
This just sounds like the fears of the uninformed of tomorrow, rather than like the people
What
who
do
are
you
actually
mean?
going to use this, understanding that like it's been tested by the time that it gets to them. Of course, Amazon's not going to be like.
But people don't act rationally, right? They're like,
I'm
well, I
pretty
want
sure
a guy
the people who are gonna make these decisions, like the WalMarts of the world, are gonna act more rationally than you or I will, to the point where it's probably sad.
No, I'm not sure. I'm not sure that's true.
Dude, my cat just walks over my keyboard like she built this house. I don't.
I'm not sure people act rational.
Dude, my
it's a big
cat.
corporation.
So say Amazon was Walmart, right? And they made their own like self-driving trucks and shit. I'm only making Amazon Walmart so that it makes sense why everything is fast. Okay. And the truck department goes to the grocery department and they're like, hey, we have the trucks to replace your drivers. Obviously, they're not going to be like, okay, let's roll out every single fucking automated driver and replace all of our trucks the second that you finish the tech. They're going to be like, okay, well, we're going to go with like a limited run in a certain district to see how it works. And if you guys like, murder rape people, we're going to call it off. And then like once it's tested and means tested and tried and true and like, they can see that none of the trucks are raping anybody's babies or murdering anybody's churches or
obviously,
anything.
when these things are like near perfect, there's gonna be a mass adoption. I'm not disagreeing with that. What I'm
I don't think there's any conversation.
What I'm saying is the only thing that I'm saying is that the threshold for when these are adopted is much higher in my view from what you would expect it to be just by efficiency alone, because companies are super, in my view, probably super afraid of a headline like the first time this is gonna happen, like the first time truck kills bus of children on the road, automated by Tesla.
I think that the cost offset is going to be a much bigger motivation than them being potentially afraid of something that they can sweep under.
I mean, look at the way Tesla's behaving right now, where they have like the full self-driving beta, whatever.
Oh, this is the thing though. This is the thing. I don't think that Tesla's going to be the one to do it. I think that it's going to be someone like Ford.
As far as I know, there's like leaked emails from between Tesla and the Department of Transportation, where they're saying like, oh, actually no, we have no intention of doing level 5 automation anytime soon. But in a public communication, like, oh, it's coming, guys, it's coming. But when they're talking to the fucking government, they're like, no, don't worry about it. Only driver assisted, nothing more than that. Which I think is them going like, we really don't want, although we might think this is safe for tech, whatever. They might not. But even if they did, I'm pretty sure they really don't want the government to like be like, okay, now we need to pass a law
for self-driving vehicles at the personal level. I get that. But for things that, like, in all reality, it's probably going to get like special roads dedicated to it. There's going to be like probably an infrastructural shift to like get things to where they need to be for driverless trucking, right? So they're probably going to have way less, like, I mean, Elon Musk may fuck things up by being Elon Musk and doing the whole like, I'm going to promise you everything and it's never going to get delivered because I promised it years before I could have, type shit. And that's always going to be a fucking like L, right? And that's why I don't think Tesla's going to be the one to do something like replace trucking. But by the time that like Ford or someone else has like figured out their like electronic trucking, it's basically going to operate like different trains, the way that like the only ways that I can see it working. Like there's going to be,
I don't know. I think this is likely. I feel like this is a likely future, but it's just like I think it's like 20 years away.
I see it in like 7.
That's ridiculous. That's absolutely crazy. No way.
I don't think so. It's just like a train. Now for
okay,
cars, like for you and me,
is your view that in 100 years, just like is your view that in 100 years, the majority of these trucks will be self-driving?
I think we'll see automated trains first, actually.
Yeah, sure. But do you think in 7 years the majority of trucks in America will be like freight trucks, whatever, will be like
no, not the majority. I think that's when they're gonna start rolling it out. That's when we're gonna start seeing these initial. I don't see it as a far.
Maybe
not like autonomous vehicles for personal use. Yeah, maybe not even in our lifetime, right? Like that might be stupid hard, or it might just be the next thing that someone's gonna randomly solve. But like, I'm pretty sure either what JFK said for automated trains that get
trains, I can see that because it's one line.